All right, welcome back to another Nosebleed Perspective. Joined here today by two essential warriors who have been stationed or deployed in 9 different countries around this world. So, gentlemen, I appreciate your service.
Thank you for your service as well, you Afghanistan War veteran.
Oh, no, I play Weekend Warrior now. In the past. It's a past life. But all right, well, today we're going to be kind of covering our top 10 power rankings after the NFL draft and kind of take that into consideration along with how teams ended last year or whatever. So we can go ahead and start this thing off. One thing, let's just talk about real quick. I'm sure a lot of people have seen it by now. That stat that came out yesterday, Aaron Rodgers. This man has thrown one touchdown pass in his whole career to a first-round receiver or tight end. What do you guys think about that? That's ridiculous. And it was Mercedes Lewis in 2019. So, how crazy is that to you guys?
Yeah, he's done 364 touchdowns, and only one has gone to. There's only been one first rounder. That's insane.
Put in perspective, Breeze has 104, Brady 105, Manning 293, and Dan Marino 84. And then Favre, which was kind of crazy, 127. Played for the Packers for a long time. So, I don't know how many he got with the Vikings and the Jets, but just thought that was crazy. I figured we should touch on that because if you haven't heard that stat, you need to know that. So
I went through the draft, right? So I went through the Packers draft the last 5-6 years. And I was like, man, did they really miss on this many wide receivers? So I just want to kind of take the opposite approach from this stat real quick. All right. So in 2019, this last draft, and basically what I did is I saw who they drafted, and then I looked at the next wide receiver that was drafted, not the best wide receiver in the draft after that, but just the very next guy that was picked. So last year, even before this year, they couldn't stop the run. So they took a linebacker, Rashawn Gary, in the first round. The next wide receiver that was off the board was Neil Harris. He didn't play that much this year. So for the Patriots.
Oh, N'Keal Harry?
Oh, N'Keal. Okay.
Yeah, can't read.
Smart.
So that I don't feel like they needed to take him. 2018, they took your boy, Jari Alexander.
Oh, Jair. Yeah.
Yeah. The next wide receiver off the board in the first round was DJ Moore. I don't think he helps their team that much.
He's pretty solid for Carolina.
He's a utility guy. He does a lot of different things, but
I would much rather have your boy out of Louisville.
Oh yeah. Just
2017, they didn't have a first-round pick. They traded down a couple of times. They took a second-round quarterback, Kevin King. He's pretty solid. He's not great, but he's solid.
Yeah.
The next wide receiver off the board was Zay Jones at Buffalo. 2016, they took Kenny Clark, beast defensive tackle.
Yeah.
And the next wide receiver off the board was Starling Jones. And it's just kind of like that whole thing. The only year that could go back to was what the hell was 2013. They took safety Jones when they could have had DeAndre Hopkins. Could you imagine if DeAndre Hopkins was with the Packers for the last 7 years?
Yeah, he probably would still be there.
Yeah, for sure. And this would be a whole different thing. But it's crazy how the draft just kind of unfolds.
Yeah,
that is insane. But
yeah, that's a good point. So you're saying, a lot of these receivers who have been so good in the past, 10, 15 years have not been first-round picks. It's hard to land a receiver in the first round too. I do agree.
That's kind of like my thing is most good wide receivers, if you look at the top guys, are actually second, third round guys. So the stat is unreal because it's just showing how the Packers are Aaron Rodgers is going to take our offense as far as it needs to go, and we're not going to help him.
Yeah, that's
there were a lot of receivers that were available this year, though. So
this year's draft we talked about last week I still don't understand. So I don't know if you all saw Brett Favre. He had an interview today, and he talked about it, and he's a horrible interview. He's so bad. They tried to hire at ESPN. I don't know if you all ever saw the videos, but you do just YouTube Brett Favre's ESPN interview hire, and it's awful. He's so bad on the mic. But he was just talking, and he was just because he said, yeah, I had talked to Aaron after, and he was just confused. Well, yeah, no shit, Brett. And then he was just he goes, I don't think he ends up a Packer. I was so excited to hear this interview, and It was just nothing. So.
Yeah, I know. They made a big. They took that line too and made a headline out of it, so everybody's making a big deal out of it too. So I didn't even read it, but like whatever. So it's irrelevant to me. So anyway, so we can go ahead and get started with these. These are our power rankings. We're each going to give our top 10. I have a couple honorable mentions as well. It was hard for me to just put them into 10. But you guys want to start with 10 or 1?
We start with 10.
10.
Yeah, I agree.
It's logical, but all right. So number 10, who you got at number 10, Cheech?
Number 10. I'm putting the Patriots at number 10.
Okay.
I think that Bill Belichick he's going to carry that team. He's just going to make gold happen there.
You think they make the playoffs?
Yes, I think they make the playoffs.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good pick. I mean, they're in my top 10 as well. Gibby?
All right, so I got the guy who left the Pats, his team at number 10. I got the Bucks. So obviously there's a bunch of veterans out there with the combo of super young defense. We saw that big jump from them last year defensively. My main concern for them is chemistry. I don't know how well they're going to be able to mesh that quickly. Like, they're going to be hungry, but we don't know with the shortened off season and everything. And then I'm not sure how that Bruce Arians offense is going to work with older Tom Brady arm.
Yeah, I mean, I like that. I got them a little higher up on the list, but I can respect that. You never know what's going to happen with a lot of new players, and they got a high draft pick and all that. So cool. My number 10 team is the Chargers. Actually, I have them in the top 10. It was between them and the Bills. I wanted to put the Bills in, and people might think I'm crazy for leaving the Bills out because I think they could end up a top 4 or 5 team, but just for the sake of this, have a little fun with it. I put the Chargers number 10. I think they're just super talented all around. You know, the addition of Chris Harris back there in the secondary with Derwin James coming back healthy. They got Brian Bulaga, the tackle from the Packers. And, you know, I like that. I like that draft pick, Kenneth Murray out of Oklahoma. I think he's going to be good. So I have them at number 10. I think they can make some noise down there with old Tyrod Taylor. So
you think he's the guy?
I think he is for this year. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, we'll see. I think Herbert may have, you know, I don't want Tyrod to get hurt or anything, but if it does so happen, something happens, like for instance, with the Browns, you know, you didn't know if Tyrod was like really hurt, but you know, Baker came in and just, you know, they had riding the emotions, had a hell of a game, and they just kind of rode that, and it just kind of sucked for Tyrod, in my opinion. Anyway, all right, number 9. I'll go ahead. I got this is where I got the Patriots. I think it's just, you know, still Bill Belichick's team, and you know, and they could even rise. Could they go out and get Cam Newton, someone like that? So we'll see what happens with him. Gibby, who do you have?
Yeah, so I actually have the same pick with the Pats. I'm not going to disrespect this team. I've been doubting them for ever since I've been watching football. Like, this is their year, and it's yet to happen. So at first I had them off my list, and I was like, whoa, like this is bad. I had Denver at 10, and when I first made this, and I swapped the old Pats in there. So, yeah, I just can't disrespect them.
Yeah, I also had Denver in my top 10, but I kicked them out. They're an honorable mention for me.
Okay. I have the Vikings at 9. I think that the Vikings they've got a solid team, man. I believe in Kirk Cousins as much as people hate on the man and think that he can't show up. I believe in Kirk Cousins. Yeah, I think that he's gonna prove that he deserves the money he's getting this year.
My dog is going fucking crazy right now.
Can you? I wasn't sure if that was yours or if that was Gibby's. But
dude, he won't shut the. I think it's an Amazon package. Anyway, all right. So the Vikings, I like them. They also fell in my honorable mention. There's only like 4 teams in my honorable, and you guys kind of just hit them all there. So, but yeah. All right. So number 8. Who do you guys have in number 8?
So for me, I got the Seahawks. So I kept going back and forth on them, right? But my main diss was like their playoff run and how bad they played in the playoffs. But then I remember that, you know, they're a running team and they didn't have a running back. So can't take that off. I love beast mode as much as the next guy, but if I'm trying to win a Super Bowl, he's not the running back I want. And
He's pursuing his acting career over at Westworld right now. So
oh yeah, episode 1 this season.
he was in it later on too. After you quit watching it.
Oh, sorry.
A wild news, but whatever.
And then also, they still have $22 million in cap space. So this power ranking, a lot of people are saying free agents. Every time I watched the thing today, they were like, free agency is over. There's a lot of really good players left in free agency. So with that $22 million cap space, that's why I have them where they're at. They have potential to get better.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Cheech?
I've got the Bucks here. I think this is where Tom Brady and the Buccaneers land. They've got a solid team, but like you guys mentioned, not sure how Tom Brady and Bruce Arians will mesh. But do you think the Seahawks move up in years if they get Jadeveon Clowney? If they decide to sign him?
If they get Clowney, they move up 1, 2, 3 spots.
3? Okay.
1 spot, 2 spots, or 3 spots, or
no? They move up
counting.
He was
counting
counting.
3. Okay, counting 3. All right. Cool. What are we on, 8?
Yes.
I have the Packers here. I think I know they were in the NFC Championship game last year. I just feel like that tension right now I think it's going to do something. I think Aaron Rodgers will come out, guns a-blazing. He could possibly win an MVP next year, I think. Hot take, but
you want to put money on it?
But I think they're going to fall a little bit just because, they lost their tackle, their right tackle, Brian Bulaga. Is that his name? Bulaga? Whatever. But yeah, I just think that overall tension between upper management, I think it's going to somewhat play a part in at least the beginning of the year. Who knows? But I think they fall a little bit from where they were.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I can see him coming out just with a fire in him, just to prove that there's no reason for them to draft a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah.
No,
I can see that.
That's what I got.
Yeah.
Did you give yours?
Yeah.
All right. 7. So 7 is where I got the Colts here. I wanted to put them higher just because I love a good O-line. I think they have, one of the best in the league. And then they add that receiver, Michael Pittman, who I think is going to help out. I think he's going to help out T.Y. on the outside. And, T.Y. Hilton was injured like half the year last year, if not more. So him coming in, that Jonathan Taylor coming in, I think that O-line helps them. And I think it'll give Phillip Rivers a little more time and the time he might need that he might not have had in the past, few years. So I don't know if Phillip Rivers is going to be great or anything. It's not going to be X Factor on Madden like he was last year, which was crazy. But I think they'll be good. And so you guys think they're completely out on Jacoby?
I think so. I mean, at least for this year. I mean, what did they pay Rivers? $25 million.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. When they paid Jacoby, was it 2-year 20? I think 2-year 30. I don't remember exactly, but it's his own. They only did a 2-year deal, so next year is his last year. So Phillip Rivers comes in and he plays, somewhat better. I mean, Jacoby it looked like he was doing good, but then he got hurt. Brian Hoyer comes in, throws 75 interceptions, and then Jacoby he just wasn't the same after his injury. But I got them at 7. So what do you guys have?
Okay.
So at 7, I got team that made it to the AFC Conference Championship last year. I got the Tennessee Titans. They're teams that I like. They're built for the run. They can win in the playoffs. They're probably going to lose some regular season games to like high scoring offenses and stuff like that. They got a smart coach and, solid defense. Like they're going to be better this year. And it's once again a contract year for their running back. So Derrick Henry's going to be motivated to try to get that money because they're not going to franchise tag him again. That'd be way too much.
Yep.
But the only question of why they're not higher is, can Tannehill bring that magic that he brought last year for a whole season when everyone is planned for this run play action off of it?
And he just got paid, so.
Yeah, I mean, he was pretty magical handing that ball off because
I agree.
Coach Vrabel said he would chop his manhood off for another.
Oh, that was great. That was great. That was a great interview.
Direct
I love
quote. So
yeah. I'm pretty sure people were like Manchestering him. He didn't follow through. I think a lot of people.
Well, was that just for last year? Or is he saying like any time?
I don't know.
Oh
But
yeah,
I don't know
that's
either, but I just love that interview. It was awesome.
yeah, it's in the back of a truck, something like that.
a
Wasn't it?
stiff lifetime bet. Yeah, I had the Titans in my honorable mention. They are in the conversation to possibly go after Clowney if the Seahawks don't sign him. So I think that if they pull him, then they move up. But at number 7, and this is controversial,
Oh,
I've got
I'm
the
ready.
Browns.
Let's go.
Baker Mayfield and those Browns are just going to make it happen. That team is built to win at some point, and I think that it's coming. Like, it's definitely coming, man. The Browns have so much talent, and just they should be good. So yeah,
You think they make the playoffs?
yes. I
So
think
Patson.
all 10 teams in my top 10 power rankings, they're going to make the playoffs.
There is an additional
Browns and Pats are your wild card teams.
Yeah, Browns and Pats. No. Browns are winning the AFC North.
Well, let's go.
That's-
I like it.
That's a hot take if I've ever
I
said
have
that.
the Ravens later. I have the Ravens much higher on my power rankings, but I think that Lamar's going to get injured this season, and that's going to propel the Browns to
Jeez.
the AFC North.
You can't say that. Come on.
Hey, that's how I foresee this going. But yeah, no, Browns are winning the AFC North.
Awesome.
You want to bet on that? Or the playoffs?
I don't want to bet on it. No.
Oh
Hit me up week 8 when Lamar's got a torn ACL. Hit me up week 8.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ.
I said I was gonna be controversial.
I mean, yeah, if this is a nut up or shut up kind of year for Baker Mayfield, I mean, there's no excuse. I mean, you've been in the league for a couple of years. You've seen it. You know who your division opponents are. You know what you're going to get. In a sense, he's got to do something.
There was so much hype behind him. Like, he has to show up.
So you're on the Browns train. Okay, I mean, I respect it. I mean, you have to.
Yeah, I mean, they've been my Madden team for like the past 3 years. So
yeah, gotta roll with them.
I guess. All right. Well, I have the. That was shit. I keep losing fucking count. What is that? That was 6.
that was 7.
That was 7. All right, I'll start off 6. This is where I have the Titans. I think Tannehill. I mean, even though he just got paid, I think he still has a chip on his shoulder. Obviously, he doesn't get a lot of respect. I mean, it just doesn't. I mean, you don't think of him as a top, 10, 15 quarterback, still 20 quarterback even. But his numbers proved otherwise at the end of the season last year when he came in. And that O-line, man, they're good. And they got a key piece who was just to kind of put in perspective, Roger Saffold, their left guard, played for the Rams when the Rams went to the Super Bowl, and that he was just a key piece in that. So I think if he's there and the rest of their O-line and they can play together, you got Henry back there. I got them at 6. I think they make the playoffs and could give somebody a go. But that's who I have.
Nice. Yeah. At 6, this is where I've got the Colts. Just mostly, like you said, Ty was injured a lot last year. If he's healthy this year, it's going to be good. And I think Marlon Mack is actually a really good running back. Like, when he gets loose, like, he's good. And like you said, they've got a solid O-line. I think Marlon Mack is going to be up there in the running back world next year. And then also, like Hines is also like a decent receiving running back as well. So I think that he's got like his Eckler and
well, they got Jonathan Taylor now too. So
yep,
yeah,
they drafted the
three-headed monster.
Yeah, so we'll see how all that goes. Yeah, I like that though. I like the Colts. I wanted to put the Colts higher. I really did, but
yeah. It just feels like Phillip Rivers has his like Melvin Gordon, Austin Eckler like 1-2 punch like he had in San Diego with Marlon Mack and Hasheem Hines. So I think that I think they're gonna be good with a healthy Ty. Yeah.
All right, Gibby.
I'm on the Cheech bandwagon. Let's go Browns. It's finally their year.
Yeah.
Number 6.
There it is.
All right, listen. Just listen.
You guys are so far up your own asses.
Listen, they are built perfectly. They've got a great D line. Okay, they've got speedy cornerbacks, and one thing that I think is getting overlooked is that Greedy Williams and their safety that they drafted, Delpit, they played together in college. They know, like, hey, I'm passing you off. They've done all that already. So I think Delpit was a very underrated pick in the draft. And then they have two beast tight ends. Beast. Njoku can really block, man.
Yeah.
And then that two-headed monster running back, they improved that offensive line. I think they're going to run the ball a lot more, take that pressure off Baker Mayfield, do a little play action, a little more West Coast offense, quick hits. I really like the Bills this year, and I would say that they're going to make the playoffs.
Do you want to bet on that?
Yeah, what's your bet?
Just 50 on a normal nosebleed
straight
bet.
up. They make the
Straight
playoffs
up.
or they don't make the playoffs?
Just straight up.
All right, I'll take it, man.
Oh, can I?
Nah, just one.
Oh, okay, just one.
You had your opportunity.
Okay. That's all right. You're right. I had my opportunity.
Oh, one last thing. They still, and I checked because this one website I trust a lot, but this number sounded outrageous. It sounded outrageous, so I went with a couple other, and all of them had, because we don't know the exact cap space they had, but they all had $36 to $39 million in cap space. They still have left to improve that team. Baker Mayfield on rookie contract. But hey, if you're Browns fans, get excited.
You can only go as far as your quarterback can take you.
And he's a stud. That is a Heisman-winning stud. He planted an OU flag in Ohio State's field. I'm waiting to see a Browns flag flying someone else's 50-yard line.
It's never going to happen. We're talking about the Cleveland Browns.
Playoffs, baby. Let's go.
Okay. They're going to fuck this up. They're going to fuck this. I mean, they're going to fuck this up.
Would you agree that the pieces are there?
Without a doubt. They have one of the best, like, all-around good teams, and that's why I put the Chargers up there because, you know, no one might not be talking about the Chargers right now, but I think they have one of the best teams, like, all the pieces, but it's the Browns. I mean, I just can't do it. I can't do it.
Just so used to them losing that you can't accept them being good.
Oh, I can't wait. Every Sunday, baby.
Anyway. Wow. All right. Well, we'll go to number 5. We'll hit the top 5. Cheech, who do you got it? Number 5.
I got the Bills. Yeah. This is my AFC East number 2 team. Actually, no, they're going to win the AFC East. The Pats are going to be the wild card team. The Bills, I love Josh Allen. That man can ball. He can run. He can throw. I like Josh Allen. Adding Stephon Diggs was a great addition.
It was.
They drafted that Epinesa kid who I think is just gonna be a monster edge rusher. I think the Bills are built to do it.
Yeah, I mean, they should improve this year. I mean, well, Josh Allen should improve this year. Hopefully somebody grabbed him by the throat, threw him up against the fucking locker and said, in the fourth quarter, we do not lateral balls when we have the lead.
Yes. He should have learned now.
So, I mean, I do like the Bills a lot. I think they're definitely making the playoffs, at least as a wild card team. But that D-line did get better. Diggs is a perfect fit. Nice little fast receiver for somebody who has a cannon of an arm. Yeah. And John Brown. Yeah, exactly.
I mean, this is their year to win the AFC East too. I mean, the Patriots do not have a good team. They're gonna somehow make the playoffs, but I can't imagine like the Dolphins aren't gonna win the AFC East. The Jets aren't gonna win the AFC East.
Hey, have faith, buddy. Have some faith.
Come on.
Hey, yeah, we're gonna be a good 7-9, 6-10 team this year. I'm fine with it. We'll get another good draft pick next year. I'm cool with it.
It is insane that the Jets won 7 games last year.
Yeah, I don't know how. With those dudes that probably pump gas on the weekends playing quarterback. I don't know. But
well, no, in New Jersey, you guys don't pump your own gas, right?
Actually, yeah. Well, no, they're probably like the gas station attendants that are pumping the gas. Yeah, they got to earn those extra bucks, man. They're coming from the practice team. They're making $200,000.
Yeah, fun fact, New Jersey people do not pump their own gas, which was something I learned when I was 25 years old. Had no clue.
We rolled to the gas station.
That was a great conversation.
I put a $20 bill out the window and say 20 cash regular, and then somebody makes it happen.
You peasants. Also, don't
I crumble it up and throw it at them.
In Italy, they charge you more for someone to pump gas. So there's like 4 lanes. So you come over here, the first 2 lanes are like, hey, we'll pump the gas for you. And per liter, it's like an extra 20 cents. So like
That's ignorant. That's 86.
that's a lot. And then like I
Yeah.
talked to people at work and they're like, I was like, yeah, man, I was trying to figure out the ATM thing. They're like, oh, you just give it to the guy. I was like, oh, I'm not paying that. There's no chance I'm paying that extra money.
My car holds 40 liters easily.
there's-
No, it's only 10 gallons. My car holds 80 liters. Like, no, I'm not doing that.
All right, so I guess I'll go next.
yeah.
We're at 5, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Cheech, we are on the same page today. Let's go, Bills.
I
It's their
like
year,
it.
baby.
I like it.
They got a great D-line. They got, I feel like the big piece that's missing is they need one more good year out of, their corner Norman, and just see if he can kind of like give them one last push at the end of his career. But like you all said, it's going to come down to, can old boy calm his happy feet? Can Josh Allen, who can sling the ball, he's got a monster arm, can he sling it? But they've got to smell blood in the water with, like you said, the AFC's being so bad this year.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. I hate that I left them out, but I did. So this is where I have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think, listen, they won 7 games last year, and they're going to have the ball at least 20 more times than they had the ball last year. So that's, you take those 20 possessions, say they score on half of them, they're going to win 3 or 4 more games.
True. It's a good
And
thing.
I think they make the playoffs. And, with upgrading that O-line, they already have a stout defense, young, good defense. It's Tom Brady. I mean, come on. I don't need to – all the weapons. Like, I don't need to explain myself anymore. They're going to be top 5.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
That's me.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So, all right, number 4. I'll go ahead and start off. I have the Saints here. I think the Saints are just kind of due to make a run. I mean, they've made runs, but those poor guys, I mean, they can't catch a break. Drew Brees is this or his last – this might be his last year or next year. I know he signed a 2-year deal, but he's already waiting for his TV deal. So, I mean, I think they come through. They already had a good O-line, and they got Cesar Ruiz, who's going to help them out a little bit. Zach Bond up in the middle, who's a really good linebacker up at Wisconsin. So I like them up at the top 5. And number 4.
Yeah, I got the same pick. So we kind of, I think they're a hungry team. I'm really excited to watch them and the Bucks play because they're the same, kind of like the same team, like a bunch of veterans. Saints feel like they got screwed over the last 2 years in the playoffs. I think Kamara really bounces back this year. He had a bad year last year. Like if you had him in fantasy, you know how awful. Like he was splitting carries all year. I'm excited to watch that, just that whole division this whole year. So
yeah, it's gonna be tough.
I have Saints at 4.
Okay. Yeah. This is where I've got my 10-6 Arizona Cardinals.
Let's go. I love it, baby. I love it.
I love that too.
Yeah. No, I just, when I was making this list, I had to take into consideration the fact that I said they were going to be a 10-6 team this season.
I like it. Got to live by your own words.
Yeah. DeAndre Hopkins, obviously everybody knows who he is and what he brings to the playing field. So putting him out there with old ass Larry Fitzgerald it's going to be a good combination. Kyler Murray, he was sacked the most in the NFL, tied for the most in the NFL last season.
Really?
But he's going to figure something out. He's got another weapon, another open receiver, another dude who, the 2018 season, DeAndre Hopkins didn't have a single drop the whole season.
Yeah.
So if he can just harness 2018 Hopkins, and I think that this is the Arizona Cardinals, and I don't think they're going to make a great playoff run, but they're going to be a 10-6 team, and they're just going to, they are number 4. No, yeah.
I mean,
my power rankings, 5.
Man, I like the Cardinals. They're an honorable mention team for me. And I mean, just Isaiah Simmons getting added to that team, and Hopkins, I feel like will be a little bit revived. He'll get cut loose a little bit. And man, I'm excited to watch that team as a guy who likes another NFC West team. But
I mean, even Kenyon Drake, when he got to Arizona last year, he went nuts. He was going crazy on the Cardinals after Miami dished him over to him. So yeah, I think that the Cardinals, they just got an explosive offense, and Isaiah Simmons going to run that defense.
I like it. Gibby?
Are we going to 3?
Yeah, we'll go to 3.
All right, so this is going to come as a shock, but these were made a couple days ago. I don't know if it's fair to the defending Super Bowl champions, but when you look at their roster, you look at their depth chart, man, they have no depth. And the teams in front of them have depth. We know in the NFL, things happen. Players get hurt. People get busted with weed and open containers and not having a driver's license. So the Kansas City Chiefs are my number 3 team. They've already lost their corner, which is their weakest spot. So it just kind of solidified exactly what the hell I was thinking. But I'm super stoked as a Chiefs fan. I don't care if they go 0-16. We got a Super Bowl. Never thought I'd see that in my life. So
Yeah.
I'm not as upset about the draft as we talked about last week. I think they're going to score a lot of points, but I think teams could score a lot of points on them if they don't get some starting corners on that team. So that's why their number 3 is the defending champions.
Yeah, I respect that. I mean, trust me, I understand. Like, my team went to the Super Bowl. We didn't even win, and I was happy for, like, I'll be good for like 10 years, So,
You thought.
okay. Number 3, this is where I have the Ravens. I got the Ravens right here. I think they're still going to, people are going to maybe, dial in on Lamar a little more this year, but I feel like they filled a couple gaps that they needed to. They need somebody to help out Mark Ingram. So I think J.K. Dobbins was a good pickup, even though they have like 17 running backs that could possibly play. But J.K. Dobbins, including Lamar, yeah, he's a good 3-down back that can replace him.
4-down back. That team goes for 4.
That's true. Yeah,
I've ever seen in my entire life.
It's under 4th and 10.
Send Lamar.
Yeah, so I have them at number 3.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, I also have the Ravens here if Lamar stays healthy. I know that I said the Browns are winning the AFC North, but that's if Lamar gets injured. If Lamar stays healthy, I think that he leads his team to the AFC Championship this year. And I mean, they've got some serious weapons. Hollywood Brown is just an absolute speedster. He's going to be a Tyreek, and Lamar used his tight ends great last year. So I think that the Ravens have a serious team. But yeah, if Lamar goes down, who is the backup quarterback for the Ravens? He should probably get a lot of reps.
Because I think RG3 is a free agent. Trace Sorley,
still had him.
Dude out of Penn State. They drafted him last year.
I thought did they re-sign RG3? I'll have to look it up.
Let's see what ESPN says.
I'm not exactly sure.
We'll get a quick fact check on that.
Yeah. So ESPN is still showing RG3 as their backup.
Yeah, I think they still have him. Because he
Okay.
was tweeting during the draft, like, let's go.
Okay.
Dobbins, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I mean, there we go. Gosh, the amount of knee surgeries that this team's going to have at the quarterback position at the end of the season.
Oh, jeez.
Savage Cheech today. I love Cheech after a long day of work, man. This is real Cheech right here.
Well, they did fill a void to inside linebacker Patrick or Queen, that linebacker out of LSU. He's a beast, and he's a 3-down linebacker, so he can play a lot of places and help that defense out a little bit. Take the place of C.J. Mosley, even though he's been gone. But
Jets, baby.
Can we talk real quick about how good that LSU team was? Good God, how many damn players did they have drafted? Like 13, right?
Yeah, it's 13 or 14. I think they had 5 first-rounders.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, that's a talented team. Like, it kind of like no respect to the U, but that was like how their drafts were.
It was. I mean, if you just watched them one time last year, you were like, this team's going to fucking win everything.
I got a lot of friends who are LSU fans, and I like to talk shit to them. I didn't text them one damn time this year.
Yeah, that sucks.
There's nothing I could say.
Yeah.
All right. Well, number 3, you guys got some – who do you have?
All right, so I'll go at number 2. I got the Ravens. I got them above the Chiefs because – like I said, like before, they're built for the playoffs, man. They're built for that cold weather. They ran the ball last year more than any other team in the NFL, and I think they kind of continue that same mindset of running the ball. But they've got to punt on fourth down. Like, they have a good defense. Like, stop giving teams good field position. So,
Yeah.
to me, that's the one thing. I think that secondary is so good. You all know how much I love Marcus Peters, no matter what team he's on. And he'll probably get traded 7 more times in his career because he's an asshole. But he is a damn good football player that's going to get burnt, but he's going to get some plays. So,
Yeah.
My only question for them is what happens when they do stop the run? And we'll see. Maybe Lamar does answer this year. It's his 3rd year, right, in the league?
Yeah. And that's what I was going to say about the Cardinals too. They could definitely make that jump because the past 2 years we've seen Patrick Mahomes in his 2nd year make a huge leap. We saw Lamar make a huge leap. It could be Kyler Murray this year. So
true, huge leap. So we got Ravens.
What do you mean MVP? Anyway,
I just have to get Lamar shit.
All right. So you have the Ravens at number 2. Cheech, who do you have at number 2?
At number 2, this is where I've got the Chiefs. They've got. It's hard to knock the Super Bowl champions, but I didn't even know about all the. Yeah, I didn't even know about all the
You've been working this week, so it's understandable.
Yeah, but no, I mean the Chiefs are still going to put up a fight. I mean the amount of weapons that are on that offense that like we say to Gibby at least once a week during the NFL season, weapons.
Yeah, well, he refuses to say
he doesn't understand it. Yeah. Like, Mahomes is a monster in himself, and then he's just got the fastest wide receiver core in the NFL. They've got, 16 running backs now? So if, 4 of them get injured, they've still got studs. So, yeah.
Studs.
Man, that touchdown run by Mahomes last year, was it the playoffs or the end of the season?
So it was against the Titans. I was right there, baby.
That was the slowest.
That was the worst run in the history of football. That scored a freaking touchdown.
Oh, man.
He ran to the sidelines. The defense was like, oh, he's running out of bounds. He was like, wait, these guys aren't going to tackle him.
Oh, wait,
go back.
There's more.
And then he goes, and then, I don't know, because, as a Chiefs fan, I broke it down too far. But he was fumbling that ball at the 1 yard line whenever they spun him around, because Mahomes, as much as different sports he played and stuff, he's athletic enough, but he's not some superstar athlete.
Yeah, I was worried about him, but he made it.
Yeah, me too. Had that beer gut flinging around.
Yeah. I have the Chiefs as well at number 2.
Damn, guys.
Yeah, well, look.
So we all got the same one.
Yeah, so I think we all have the same one. And to me, the Chiefs, they strictly fell because they were behind in 3 playoff games.
Resiliency.
I get it, but they also, out of these 2 teams, and number 2 and number 1, I feel like they kind of stayed the same, whereas the other team got better. So. Yeah. But they're still. I think they're still probably going to make the Super Bowl. I'm not they're still a great team. Definitely going to have a chance to win. So, but I just have them there. They add a solid running back. We'll see what happens. But I have them at number 2.
Yeah. So we all have San Fran at 1, baby.
Wait, what? You guys don't have the Cowboys? No, kidding. Yeah, San Fran. Yeah, nope.
Talk about weapons.
Yeah, so as we talked about San Fran, they should have won the Super Bowl. Let's be real. Let's 100% be honest.
Don't take it away from Chiefs.
No, I'm not
over there, man.
We got it for life, baby. But they I don't know what is going on with their coach and just blowing late leads in the Super Bowl. Come on, Shanahan. Let's go, baby. Run the ball. You got 7 running backs.
Fool me once, shame on him. Fool me twice, shame on him. Fool me 3 times. You gotta go.
Yeah, so they're gonna be, and then I don't think their quarterback's a top 10 guy in the league, but he's good enough to get you there, and I think they just are freaking loaded everywhere else.
Yeah,
they defense is just disgusting.
Drafted Kinlaw to replace DeForest Buckner. They got Trent Williams on the offensive line now. They got that dude out of ASU, Ayuk, to kind of help out Debo and Juszczyk and George Kittle and the rest of those guys. But I just think it was hard. I wanted to put the Chiefs first. I did have the Chiefs first originally, but I just felt like they were the only team and that just got better somehow. Not a lot, but they did get a little better. So
yeah, they definitely upgraded their team. I mean, like you said, Trent Williams, that was a crazy, unexpected pickup right there, and
fifth
They
and third
robbed
rounder.
him. They robbed him.
Packers
Yeah.
could have got him.
yeah,
They could have traded that first rounder for him easily.
yeah.
Whatever. So that's who we have. And the other. So my honorable mentions were the Bills, the Broncos, the Vikings, and the Cardinals.
Broncos, huh? They didn't
Yeah,
even.
man.
The Broncos didn't
You're the
even cross
Rams.
my
You're the
mind.
Rams outside the top 14.
I did. They were close. I did write them
Way
down.
to be unbiased.
I tried to be as much as I could. They're still a good team. I think they'll get a little bit
the
humbled.
best defensive player in the year.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
in the league, as
In the
voted
league.
on by the players, NFL top 100.
I mean, they've got two. They got Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. Like Aaron Donald is the best, but you got Jalen Ramsey as well. They've got two monsters.
And it was big them getting Michael Brockers back. He plays defensive tackle now, just because he's been there for so long. He knows how to work with Aaron Donald, and I think that was a big get. He originally was signing with the Ravens.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, it didn't go through.
It fell through, right? Like a physical or
yeah,
something?
physical issue or something, but whatever it took, he's back. So that's really good for us. I think we had a average draft. I'm not going to say it was good. I'm not going to say it was bad, but I do like that running back Cam Akers, though, man. I like him a lot. As much as I didn't want them to draft a running back, because I really didn't, but he's good. So we'll see. Cardinals, man, I'm a little worried about them, though. I can't have the Rams going back to last place in that division for another 15 years.
Geez, did you have the Seahawks in your top 10?
No. I had the Seahawks at number 9 originally, but then I had to bump them out for old Kirk Cousins.
I couldn't.
Because that's going to be 3 teams in the same division. That's a tough division. It's a tough division.
Yeah.
There is an additional playoff spot now, starting next year.
Oh,
You're right. Oh,
it's going to be a fun day of football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting.
But there's one less bye spot.
Oh, yes.
So there's only
I think that
one.
helps our bets, right? That helps my bet.
It does. It does, yeah.
3 play. Oh, they're getting it, baby.
So what do we have? 10 wins for the Cardinals. For
Yeah,
two
Yeah,
that
what
one's-
are our bets? We're going to have to post start it.
now.
Are
We'll
you
figure it out later. Anything else you guys want to cover? I just have one other thing real quick. That's a sleeper in the draft who I have, as much as it pains me to say this, dude out of Kentucky. He played quarterback last year.
No, you were excited about him.
Yeah, well, I just watched him a little bit just because I like to watch Kentucky games just to see if they can lose, and it makes me happy when Louisville loses.
Oh, shit.
It's true, though. So this dude, he started quarterback, like I think midway through the season. Could be wrong, but I think that's pretty accurate. His name's Lynn Bowden Jr. He is very Randall Cobb-esque. He's caught 2 punt returns for a touchdown. He played wide receiver a lot. Was pretty good at quarterback, super good in the open field. So I think he'll be a good slot guy. So just keep your eyes on him.
My sleeper, I went a little deeper, went to the 7th round to your LA Chargers. So this guy, KJ Hill out of Ohio State, the wide receiver, he's not that fast. He ran a 4.6 in the combine, and I know a lot of people don't love that. It's pretty slow for a wide receiver. But all he did in Ohio State was get wide the hell open. Like, there was no one around him when they threw in the ball. So he runs a good route tree. He does all that. And he doesn't have to come in and play or have any pressure with the Chargers team. Like, he can come in and run certain things that he's good at. Really, none of the Chargers really are burners. So I think he fits that offense well. I think he's a good check down option for whoever goes there. So my sleeper is old KJ Hill.
I like that. Cool. And another thing that came up today, college athletes allowed to profit from name, image, and likeness as long as the university doesn't pay them directly. So I thought that was pretty cool. So we'll see how it starts the 2021, 2022 season. So I guess like next year.
And that's a direct response for basketball for their top players going to the G League, right?
Absolutely.
Like, it has to be.
That was my next point. That was my next point. I was gonna, ask, like, do you think they only like kicked this into high gear just because these top recruits were going straight to the G League to make $300,000-$400,000?
Yeah. So, but I'm curious though. So the university's not going to pay them. So I'm guessing the money's going to come from the NCAA.
Either. So I kind of did a little bit of research on it. Like, just to remind everybody, it's a nosebleed perspective. Just a couple drunks hanging out and hanging out, just kind of watching, talking and stuff. But my understanding is it can't come from the NCAA. It can't come from the team. It can only be like, so let's say you are a wide receiver at the U and you do a signing or something. You can make money off them pictures. So you can sell $5 pictures to make money. So the team can't do it. Nobody else can do it. And you can't make money off the team. So you can't like sell a whole team picture. You can't sell like gear. You can just make money on the side as like a side hustle.
So
it's a step in the right direction, but to me, it's not even nearly close to what they deserved.
What if they, I didn't see this. So I might be asking a question you guys know the answer to. I don't know. But, so can they pick up like a sponsor? Like what if Nike rolls up to the number one recruits like, hey man, like here's $1 billion for our sneakers. They can't do that?
No shoe deals yet. They can't do shoe deals. They can't like
it has to be through like a third party like organizer or whatever. So it just came out today. I haven't really done a ton of research on it, but I just thought it was like
we'll do a good breakdown this weekend.
So basically we can get Trevor Lawrence on the show and pay him $5 to do it. Like
exactly, perfect example. That money. Perfect example. He can get paid for that. Good job, Cheech. Dude's been working all week, hasn't had time to break down anything. Comes in with the best example.
Yeah, exactly. So Sunshine, if you're available.
Yeah.
Only about 3 or 4 people watch this show, so yeah.
Hey, but shout out to the 110 people who liked our Facebook page we made today. Thanks for you guys. Thank you. Yeah. Hey, good round of applause for you guys. Cheech, we made a Facebook page.
Yeah, I found out just before recording started, so I'm gonna get on the old Facebooky and send out some invites to my, I don't know, like 700 people that might know me. I don't even know.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So. Yeah.
But kind of back to that, and we didn't really discuss this or anything, but college athletes, obviously they're starting to go to the way to get paid and stuff, but my view on this is if a company makes business off people, the people that work for that business should get paid. Okay. So like maybe you limit it at somehow. Like I'm just going to be like blunt, like basketball, football, and some baseball programs should get paid. They're the only ones that make money. The other ones, like swimmer, great. Here's your free school and work through it. But like, and I understand like the competition side of it, but like limit it. Say if there's only 7 spots, you can pay people $750,000. There's only 10 spots, you can pay people $500,000, like something. And we'll get some guests on here that went to college and can kind of talk about more of that whenever they get on here and stuff.
That's right. A Nosebleed Perspective is going to be having guests soon, so you guys stay
give us
tuned.
A little more. Talk to some of them, and they just give us a little more breakdown of kind of like the struggle and the rules with NCAA, but just a general quick input on it. I think college athletes should be paid if that school is making money off them.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And like, just to bring up that last stat I brought up, I think last show, like the football team, they're bringing in 70% of the revenue for the whole athletic department. So, I mean, I know you said limit it to X amount of players, X amount of, sports, but you got to take that into consideration, because if you start just spreading it evenly, it's going to cause issues between the income of that university. So, yeah. Well, anybody else have anything? Cheech, you look like you're in the zone.
No, I was just looking something up real quick. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, no, sorry about that.
Actually,
I do have one random question for you guys. Just because it's always interesting, the different conferences and divisions in the NFL. And like I made the joke about the Cowboys. Who wins the NFC East?
Great question.
Good question. Who wants to win the NFC East? Last year,
it's historically the worst. So it's.
Yeah, I mean, I want to say that the Cowboys. I like. I mean, Jesus Christ, man. I mean, like they had it laying in their lap last year, and they like still were like, struggling. So I think the Cowboys definitely with they had a really good draft. Let's not ignore it. Their draft was really good. So, and it depends on what Dak's going to do, but I think that they win that division this year. Yeah.
I'm going Eagles just from that point. Like they won with a bunch of high schoolers last year in Week 16. I know a lot of Eagles fans who are mad about the Jalen Hurts thing. I wouldn't be. It's not the same scenario as the Jordan Love and in Green Bay. They didn't move up to get him. He fell in their lap, and they were pretty high on him, supposedly on their board. Of course, they're going to say that after they draft him, but I think in that terrible division, I don't think it affects the playoffs. Whoever wins that, I think the only teams that can really go to the NFC Championship is San Fran, the Saints, the Bucks, and
the Rams.
And the Rams, of course.
Absolutely. All right. Yeah, I mean, they added a couple, receivers too. Marquise Goodwin, speedster from San Fran.
Yeah.
They drafted Jalen Rager. So we'll – Jesus, man. We'll see. Doug Peterson's a good coach. He's a good offensive mind. So we'll see. But that's a good question. I'm still going with Cowboys. He's going with the Eagles. And that's been the obligatory Cowboy talk.
Cheech, I know you've been working this. I know you've been working this week, so you probably didn't have time. But Logs, you watch the GOAT of the NBA doc this week?
Yeah, I did watch the GOAT Dennis Rodman doc this week. Like, this man is the most ridiculous human. And you can't do anything but respect him, because when he was there at practice and wanted to play, he did his job. He was there 100%. I like when they talked about the whole team would run like laps or whatever, and they would only go as fast as the person in the front. And this dude had just come off a bender from Vegas, and he was the one. And the MJ went up to everybody and was like, "Look, we're gonna try," because he's trying to be a team player. He's like, "We're gonna just jog real slow, so Dennis can keep up." No, this motherfucker goes to the front of the line and just starts running laps around everyone. And he was just coming off like a 48, or they couldn't even they had to go get his ass from Vegas after what was it, like 60 hours or something? And they only
days. It's good, Cheech.
Yeah, I'll have to watch it, yeah.
You know what that bender reminded me of, which is no surprise that Cheech correlates himself with Dennis Rodman, but it's the bachelor party weekend. It was like day 4 of just getting freaking lit every day. The night before, me and Cheech are just throwing pizzas in the oven, trying not to burn them, like just finding stuff to cut up.
That was the night me and Logs fought. Like, we wrestled each other.
Oh, yeah. I choked on it. I almost died on a pizza crust that night. I decided to wrestle Cheech when I was still chewing my food.
So the next morning, I feel like crap. Everyone feels like crap. I think maybe it was only me and Cheech were up. Maybe Logson woke up, and we were trying to figure out the coffee pot or something. Cheech walks in and goes, "Anybody want to go on a long run?"
Oh, yeah. You're such a fucking psychopath, man. No one wants to run right now. He does. He goes on a run.
Yeah, that's my thing, man. I mean, even when we were in Korea together, like every time we'd go get hammered the night before, I'd wake up and
want to run,
crank out a run.
Yeah, and I would order $70 of Chili's to my room, watch Game of Thrones. All right, fellas. Well, that's our top 10 rankings. A little bit of insight on who we were over there. So you all take it easy until next time.
Cheers.
See you guys this weekend.